There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome. So you may have noticed by the title or the screen, we are switching over to college basketball 2024, and we're going to start fresh. The reason is I was originally having problems importing the game to 24. I successfully imported it, but I found that I would freeze a lot while processing. I don't know if it was probably a computer problem, but that's not the reason why I decided to start fresh. And I hate starting fresh, especially when, I'm filming a YouTube series on it and you guys are following along. But I realized while playing that sometimes, I would see Houston in the Big Four, and sometimes or the Big 12, Big 12. Sometimes I wouldn't, and I wondered why. And then I realized that, of course, the games that I've imported from 23 keep the old conference alignment, and the games that I have started fresh on 24 have the new conference alignment. And I'd much rather have the new conference alignment. As much as I don't like the new conferences, that's the way the game is right now. So that's how I'm going to play it. I've never played a 1 to 100 adjusted scale. I'm going to try that. I think that what it does is it adjusts it for the college level. That's my guess anyway. I think 1 to 100, when they import into the pro basketball, they keep the same ratings. But with the adjusted scale, it gives you the ratings compared to the other players in college. Recruiting will be brutal. Yeah, don't forget. I mean, I was doing poorly at Michigan, but I have the settings all set to pretty tough. One thing. Oh, league settings. What's going on? You already have a saved game with that abbreviation. I do. Oh, Michigan. I've probably already got a saved game. In fact, I know I have a saved game with that. One thing I will do differently in this version, let me just pick a random picture here. Oh, he looks like the Munster guy. What's the dad on the Munsters? I don't know. Pick a different one then. Oh, there we go. This guy I don't know if the youngsters would know who that is, but he's going to be Archie Cunningham. The name doesn't really matter. We'll keep him at 40. We'll keep all this the same. Philosophies. I don't want to do defensive, so we're going to go with vets. We're going to rotate somewhat. Offensive pace, we're going to keep there. We're going to slightly increase crashing the boards. Defensive intensity, yeah, we're going to go hard on that, and we're going to crash the boards. We're not going to do a full court defense. We are going to run a zone. We're going to rotate a little bit more. And this is the only change I'm going to make from the last game. I'm going to make myself an elite coach. No, a perfect coach. Set maximum level. Yeah, okay. And then for the school, of course, we're gonna. Hey, Lemoyne. Did I see? That's a Division II. DeWitt, New York. Okay, so this is a new team, and they're in the Northeast Conference. They still have more prestige than Lindenwood, but. So we're going to do Michigan again. Or do I make a last-minute change and go to Murray State? The Murray State Racers. Michigan is 66 prestige, B facilities, A academics. And Murray State is 49, B minus, and C. Who is in the Missouri Valley Conference? Who are the big guns in that conference? Belmont. Oh, I hate Belmont. Evansville, Illinois State, Illinois Chicago, Indiana State. I did a save with them. Missouri State, Murray State. So I guess Murray State is one of the big guns there. I don't know. What do I do here? They have the same colors as Michigan, pretty much almost the same logo. I feel like I got to stay with Michigan, though. I feel like I have something to prove there. Now I can't find them. Starts with M, right? There we go. Yeah, we're going to stay with Michigan. I can't not be Michigan. I mean, I can, but not for this. Then I have to make a new picture and everything for the thumbnail. I probably will anyway. And if I did, you know that already because you clicked on it. And again, with this series, I'm going to make 8 or 9 before I post it. That means I got to make a video explaining why I'm not posting any of the old ones. Yeah. I still have 4 or 5 that I haven't posted of the old ones, but I don't want to post them just because people have gone so far, 8 or 9 episodes. If they have, I don't want to string them along any further because that ends abruptly, which I really hate doing. So I'm going to just end it there. Recruit class rankings. We're pretty far down. 182. That's promising. This is the big moment. Let's look at our roster. See what they've given me to work with. It doesn't look great off the bat. I don't have any decent passing center, so I won't be doing the Princeton. Steve Redden. He looks decent at power forward. He needs some developing. I counted 3, 4 seniors, so I'm going to have 4 scholarships to work with. My backcourt I'm kind of stuck with, I guess. Defense is poor. Oh, here's a good one. Josh Ides. Like his defense, he's going to be my star, I think. Him and Steve Redden are going to be my big scorers. Power forward and shooting guard. So what strategy am I going to run here? Let's see what they know. Right now they're running the motion. And it looks like I'm going to have to stick with that. A little bit of the flex and a little bit of the high post. I can use either one of those as my backup. I'm only going to run 2 at the most. All 5 players need to be good ball handlers and passers, so I'm not going to be running that. All right, we're going to do 80% motion and 20% high post. And on the defense, there's no question what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a 1-3-1 zone. I'm going to leave it as it is for now, but I am going to practice what I want. And I like to do the 1-2-1-1 press. I'm just going to leave the practice like this until the zone attack builds up a little bit. What are we at here now? I clicked on the wrong thing there. So with zone attack, we're decent. Actually pretty good. You know what? That's good enough for me. I'm going to go back to the practice. That gives us 15% more to allocate elsewhere. And I'm going to put 10 of it on 1-3-1. I really want to improve that. And then motion, we're going to do... I'm only going to do 5% on the high post. Eventually, I will just run the 1. And it looks like it's going to be the motion for now until I get a decent passing center. So for my recruiting, which will be starting soon, we're in May already, I'm going to need a center. And that is going to be my priority. I want to get a good passing center. And that's going to be my my focal point, because I want to eventually switch this team over to the Princeton. So right now, Scott Whiting is a great defensive center, but he's only got 1 year left. And then Dwayne Amaya is really just a guy, half a star, 1.5 star potential. I really wish that he was a senior, so he'd be gone. I don't want to cut him because I don't want to lose any prestige, but I'm going to go for a center, and I'll go with 1 power forward. I'm losing 2, but I have Steve Redden, who's a sophomore, and he looks promising. So I'd like to get him a lot of minutes. He's probably going to be my starter for this year. Small forward, I'm going to need 1 of those as well. Maybe 2, because Bobby Walton stinks. And then guards, I pretty much got to go with what I got. I might run Kenneth Bailey at the point, or Ides, 1 of the 2. Yeah. All right, let's go on to the budgeting stage. So this is the new game. So far, you can see the UI. It's a little different. The menu is changed. One thing that I didn't like at the beginning was that if you were on a screen like this and you wanted to get to the roster, you couldn't. You had to click down here to bring up this top menu here. This is where all the new buttons are. But they since added this here underneath the team logo. You have coaching assignments. Then the next one you have is roster. If you want to get familiar, there's no pop-up when you mouse over that. So if you want to get familiar, you can look at these little icons here. So you know that's strategy, depth, roster, and coaches. And we got decent coaches. It looks like they all have 4 years left. But if I was going to get rid of anybody, it would be my 3rd assistant. Let's see if they're all doing what they should be doing. No, they're not. I want this guy definitely to be in charge of practice, because he is the best at it. I'll have a second assistant as recruiter, and my scouting is not going to be great, but he's not good at anything else. And if I fire him, I got to pay. Actually, no, when you start the game, okay, I'll save that. When you start the game, I think you could fire your guys for free. Let's see what this guy looks like. 45, 27, 29, 29, 45. All right, I can do better than that. So I'm going to fire him. You have to go up to staff, and then you click on the garbage can, which is kind of like a kick in the teeth on the way out, like we're figuratively throwing you in the garbage can. All right. I'll wait until it comes to the coach hiring stage, unless we've already passed it. Budget, we're expected to spend $60,000 on facilities, which would leave us with $244,000 to recruit. That's way too much. Okay, so we've spent a lot. We spent $144,000 on facilities, but I'm going to scale that back because I need to hire a 3rd assistant. That's going to take about $20,000. No, that's fine. I can recruit with. I like to go with about $70,000. So I'm going to actually put in, well, we'll cut it down a bit. I'm going to spend $50,000 on training. Leaves us with $80,000 to recruit. I'll spend $20,000 on a 3rd assistant. No, you know what? I'm going to change my mind again. Cut that down by 10. So we have $90,000 just in case I got to overpay for a really decent 3rd assistant. I probably should have done that first. That way I would have known how much money I had left over, but I didn't, so here we are. So we're not looking for a 1st or 2nd assistant. We're looking for a 3rd assistant. Oh, turned it all off. So this guy's 69 in scouting, which is great, but he's not really good at anything else. But looking around, I'd have to go all the way down to Houston Fancher to get someone who is decent at the other things, because it does affect other attributes as well. But his scouting is really bad, 30-5. I think it's worse than the guy I fired. I think I'm just going to go with Matt Grady there. He wants, I'm going to hire him for the third assistant. He wants 18,000. He's not good at anything else, but he is a good scout. So that's my guy. So that left me with a lot of extra money. I should have spent more on the facilities, but I didn't. So you can see he's a 3-star in scouting, but 1 in everything else, which is fine. He's got a 1-year deal. So I can reevaluate after this year. Hopefully we have a good year, raise our prestige, and we have more options as far as coaching and players. All right, summer travel. Since we have that extra money, let's see what the AI says. He wants us at every camp except for Houston and Vegas. Well, I'm going to add those because I saved enough money with that third coach. I want to go to every camp. I want to go to every camp while we have the option before I completely ruin the prestige of Michigan, where we're only recruiting regionally. I want to at least see what it's like to go to all the camps. So the last save was not great. Let's see how this one goes. I have consumed an enormous amount of media regarding this game. Wolverine Studios web or YouTube channel has a lot of good information. So we've reached recruiting. Let's see who is interested. We should have some decent recruits. I haven't ruined the program yet, so yeah, we got some 4-star interest. This is just the Midwest, though. Let's go in only interested. And we're going to go nationwide. Nationwide is on your fucking side. Now we got some 5-star interest from New Jersey, Jason Harris. So I do need some front court help. Just another quick look at the roster, just to refresh my terrible memory. So I need 1 center. I need 1 center, 1 power forward, 1 small forward, and I'd like a point guard, and I'd like to throw these guys in the trash. How many? I got 4 scholarships. Yeah, so we'll do that. Every position except for shooting guard. That's easy enough to remember. I'm going to go a little slower here, a little more in depth, and you'll see the fruits of that, hopefully, because I was kind of skimming through a lot of things, and it showed. I had a 9-win season. I don't want that anymore. Derek Taylor. All right, so we're going to add, I want 4 positions. I have 50 people on the call list, so that's 12 and a half. So I'm going to add about that many of each position. But I'm not going to go down to 2-star people. So there's 13 centers. And now I don't need a power forward. Wait, I forgot already. Oh, yeah, I do need a power forward. Everything except the shooting guard, remember. We have a 5-star power forward that is interested in us. Jason Harris, he's the 2nd ranked recruit in the country. And before we're even off the first page, we're already down to 2-star. So that was 14. So we're getting a little too many at each position here. I need to cut it back. It's going to be hard to do it here because we got a lot of interest. So I don't need a shooting guard. I'm going to go to point guard. Point guard, there's usually not as many. But as I say that, looks like there's a ton. Wow, we still got some high-end guys here. Top 200. Let's go to the list. I think I might knock some people off the bottom just to make room for some more point guards. Yeah, these guys are in the 300s, so I'll take them off. Take 5 or 6 off. And this guy's from Serbia, so that saves me a little bit of money. Here's a guy from Slovenia. Oh, Slovakia. This guy's from Illinois. Here's a guy from Oregon. I'm going to drop a bunch of these guys at the bottom anyway, so my thinking is I might as well drop the guys that are expensive to recruit. Here's a Czech. Cornell Cheka. And there's a guy from Hawaii, Joey May. He may stay. He may stay. And we'll go back to interested point guards. I'm going to add a few more of them. So I left off here. Okay, we're down to 348th overall. Okay, so there's my call list, my 50. And we're going to start hosting. The top guys are all point guards. Oh, they're all point guards. Now let's see. Okay, there we go. We got a good mix. So Jason Harris, I'm going to host him. He's the top guy. Jim Faust. That's good. 3 different positions I'm hosting. And I just go down the list. I don't know how you do this, but I want film on everybody. I mean, eventually I'll have ratings on everybody. I should probably start from the bottom because these guys probably won't be at any camps. And I want to at least have preliminary ratings on all these guys. Okay, and I'm going to start early with the calls. What's up? Yeah, I'm just going to keep asking questions until they blow me off. And this guy, he answered everything. He answered every question, then ended it with, yeah, by the way, you're not on my list. So I just wasted 75% of your call time. But I'm not on the list yet. You haven't visited Michigan. Going to bring that helicopter out again. Land you right at the 50-yard line. Fresh start, spring, feels good. Everybody's on equal plane. On an equal plane? What am I trying to say? Level playing field. That's it. Okay, Jason Harris, he visited and he's still cool. I don't like that. Must not have had a great visit. Andre Grundy, visit was fantastic. Jim Faust, awesome time. Jason Harris was decent. I have a lot of options to consider, but I still enjoyed myself. So that's basically him saying thanks, but no thanks. We'll keep him on the list though. Next up to come down. Oh, let's go to rating here. These guys are looking good. They're all A+ guys here. I watch 4 because I'm going to be hosting those guys, and if something really jumps off the page, I might skip them. So now, Grundy, I'm going to scout you live because you really enjoyed your visit. Same with Faust. Yeah, I'm going to scout Jason Harris live too because he does have good ratings. So he might be worth the chase. Okay, I'm just going to start gathering information. Wow, these guys are really open. They're answering all my questions. Top 3 for the Grund. Nice. He's already got a cool nickname, the Grund. Did I set the recruiting to brutal? Why are these guys so talkative with me? Yeah, it's on brutal. I've tried to make it as tough as I can, so not my fault if I'm charming and they want to speak to me. All right, I think we got a camp coming up now. July 4th. Don't you hate, by the way, when you miss June 26th and you scroll right past it and then you realize it's 1 week into recruiting and you haven't done anything? So you're starting from behind the 8 ball? That's gross. National camp. Okay, that's not too many people to go through. Derek Taylor. Didn't stand out, and I don't like his numbers. Anthony Paulding. Same thing. First thing I look at is defense. See, Jason Harris, I like him already. And I like steals. I don't like the ball handling, though, but he is a scorer, and I'm going to need that. He's got a good inside shot. He's a good rebounder. He was a top 10 player at Indy. I have him scheduled for a visit. He's from New Jersey. I went out of the region to get him, so hopefully he pays off. Here's a guy who's interested in Michigan State. He didn't stand out. He likes the press that I like, the 1-2-1-1. His defense is okay. I'm going to keep him. Not standing out at Indy isn't the worst thing in the world. It's the top 100. Here's a guy, Ken McGinn. He's top 25. His defense isn't super great, but we'll keep him around. Jimmy Harris. He was decent. And, yeah, he's just the guy, really. Stevie Lee, no defense, and he didn't stand out. Bye, Stevie. Devin Linton. He looks like the coach. He looks like Arch. Didn't stand out. Sorry. Jim Faust. He's visited already. He had an excellent camp visit. He didn't stand out, but he's a good stealer of the ball. Not a good ball handler, but he's a weapon on the offensive end, so we'll keep him. Julius Wilkins. Definitely not related to Dominique. Didn't stand out. Brian Mack. I always love the name Mack. He didn't stand out, but we will keep him. He's good defense. Andre Grundy. He's got us in his top 3, but he's got Michigan State in his top 1. He didn't stand out, but I like his ratings. We'll keep him. Scott Dement. He didn't stand out, but everything's good. He doesn't have an inside shot, but he's a point guard, so we'll give him a pass on that. He's a good passer of the ball. Chris Poster. He's good. Why didn't he stand out? Everything looks good. We'll keep him. I put a lot of stock into the camp feedback, but I still will go against it at times. Not in this case. Billy Mahorn. He was decent, and he looks decent, so we'll keep him. Finally, Donnie Holmes. He didn't stand out. There's nothing here that really stands out, so he's off the list. So now we can go back to our interested recruits. We have 7 spots available on our call list. It's important to keep that at 50 early in July, because if they're not on this list, you won't get the camp feedback, even if you attend the camp. I'm going to put these internationals back on. I hope I'm not putting people back on that I just took off, but I assume that if I've seen them in camp, I'll have ratings for them. So we're back up to 50 now. We will skip ahead. I think Las Vegas was next, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we have Las Vegas here. I just want to look at our budget. Remaining budget, see if we're getting. So we got 40,000 left, so we're fine there. I like to have about 15,000 left by the time September comes around for the visits. So we've got a lot of money. Joey May. He didn't stand out in Las Vegas. Well, may you see yourself out. Kevin Williams didn't stand out at Las Vegas. Come on, we need a center to stand out. Victor Diamond, is that you? He didn't stand out either. So there's nobody from Vegas up front. Okay, Kenny McGadney, top 25 at Indy, top 5 at Las Vegas. Why? Your ratings are bad. But he's rated low, and he was top 25 at Indy. So this could be a guy. This could be a sleeper. Kenny McGadney. I'm going to keep him on my mind. Jimmy Harris was a top 10 player at Las Vegas, and he's ranked even lower. It's another guy. I like these guys because I just learned that the top 50 are one and dones. So they will leave for the pros. But if they're beyond that, they generally will stay 4 years unless they transfer. That is courtesy of Cards 1125. Thank you for that tidbit of information. Here's the top 10 player at Las Vegas, Jimmy Harris. Did I just look at him? I think it just did. I clicked on him twice. Is that Ivan? That's a strange way to spell it. Ivan Lilly didn't stand out. I'm going to drop you. Mario McCarthy didn't stand out. So I guess the key is to find guys that do really well at camp but are rated lower than 50. I'm going to try to do that. And that way I'll keep them for a full 4 years unless they transfer. So that's it for Vegas. Whenever you have this on interested recruits, it always takes a little bit longer to process. I'm looking for guys that are cool on us, that aren't on our watch list, that I don't have ratings for. Because if they have a rating, that means I've seen them out of camp and I've removed them from the list. There should be an option to just hide a player so you don't accidentally re-add him to the list. All right, we're going to advance. July 10th, that's my birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. Give me a nice present. Get somebody hot on us. We got 3 Worms. Jason Harris is not one of them. Who do you like? Duke, Carolina. It's all the big blue buds there. I don't think I'm going to get him, but we'll keep him on our minds. Okay, we're going to watch some film here. Anybody I don't have ratings on, we're gonna watch them. Now these next tier of player, they'll be in the camps that are coming up. The Chicago camp will be the big one. We'll get a lot of ratings on players from the Chicago camp. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go down the list and host from the top down, and I'll scout. I think you can scout players more than once. Grundy, I'm definitely going to scout. I'm going to scout the Worms because I want them to continue to be warm to us. Scott Dement. Just ask you a bunch of questions. I'm really surprised at how many questions these guys are answering. Usually I get the door slammed in my face. Maybe it's because it's Michigan and their prestige is still relatively high. Whereas when I have them after a few years, the prestige is relatively low. For some reason. Yeah, I don't think I've had a single question rebuked. Do we have another camp there? No, we got some visits. The Houston Classic is next. I don't have a lot of guys from the Great Plains region, but I think I should have at least a few. No, I don't have any. That was a waste of money attending that camp. I always like to see if these guys are being under-recruited, but that's more for late August. I usually will send some offers out right after July is over, but I like to keep one or two for late and just check some of the top guys if they don't have any offers. John Olson, he's got one school on his mind. That's Marquette. And they can have him. He's from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Quanzo Cox. I love the name. He was decent. We'll keep him around. Jameson Faulkner. Decent at Chicago. A lot of red on those ratings. I'm going to drop him off the list. Pat Riggs didn't stand out. So this isn't Indy. This is Chicago. So we're less lenient here. Here's Lou Booker. He was in the top 25. So he is a one and done, according to the information I've been fed. I'll keep him on the list, but I'm going to be less likely to offer those borderline guys when they're in the top 50. Here's a guy, Lawrence Blake, easily in the top 5. He's a power forward. He's kind of decent at everything, not great at anything, except for the ball handling. I'm definitely going to keep him on the list. I want to remember his name, Lawrence Blake, because he's the low rated, but he was really good at camp. He was a top 25 guy. Again, 266, but his ratings are bad. So I'm going to keep him. Jason Smith, he didn't stand out. Let's get rid of him. Aaron Poster, same. See, I see his ratings. They're just as good as Lawrence Blake. But Lawrence Blake was top 5. And those ratings are based on scouts. So you can see not much difference, but this guy didn't stand out, whereas Lawrence Blake was top 5. So this is a situation where I do put a lot of stock into this camp data. Anyone who didn't stand out at Chicago, you really got to have something for me to not drop you off the list. Michael Beck was decent. We'll keep him. Ruben Welch. No. If what I heard was true about the top 50 being one and done, so that's very valuable information. Very valuable. See, here's a guy, Audrey Grundy. He's got us in his top 3. Well, he did. Now we're in top 5. I would be chasing this guy like a banshee, but seeing that he's a one and done, now not so much. I mean, I'll still pursue him, but if another option presents itself, then definitely I would go for that. Here's a top 10 player, ranked 181, but he was top 10 at Chicago. These are guys I'm going to chase. Where did I leave off? Here we go. Jeff Chadwick. He was decent. We'll keep him. I hope you're learning, because I've learned now during this series. And everything I learn, I promise to pass on to you. The only thing that I'm not doing in this video series is using any tactics that I'm using in the CBGM, because I don't want anybody from the CBGM watching this and knowing what I'm doing, because I'm going to have a tough enough time as it is in that league. I don't want to be gift wrapping wins to anybody. So we are whittling down our list quite a bit here. Yeah, anyone that didn't stand out at Chicago is basically getting bumped. Here's a guy top 25, and he's 264th in the country. I like those guys now. Alex Hoyer. It also gives me, if they're going to be around for 4 years, it gives me time to teach them the offense and that 1-3-1 zone. So I'll play more my seniors while my juniors are, and not my juniors, my freshmen and sophomores are kind of learning the offense. Now I'm going to add these top 5. If these guys are low ranked, I'm going to add them. And so far, all of these guys are pretty low ranked. Look at this guy, 662nd national ranking, but he was top 5. It's awesome. All right, let's go back to our list now. So look at these bottom guys here. These guys were top 5 at Chicago. And look at their ranking, 401, 662. And I'll tell you what, those guys, they really moved up my list. I might actually have to go back into my CBGM teams and have a look at who I'm recruiting, specifically for Oregon. Because I'd like the guys that are going to stick around. We got some film to watch. We have a couple guys here that are no longer interested. Oh no, they weren't. Raymond Bruce. These are guys I just added from the camps. Was it Raymond Bruce? See, he wasn't on my list at the time of the camp, so I don't have that information. I have to go into the email for Chicago recap. Where's the Chicago recap? Here it is. Yeah, see, he was top 5. I should have a notepad. But I'm just not going to delete my emails. I need to go back to this Chicago. But let's go back to Houston also. Is there anybody out there? This guy's 22nd in the country, though, so everybody knows about him. He's 26th. Todd Hinder, 33rd. Yeah, all of these guys are known. They're all one and dones. July 17th. A couple more camps to go. Oh, I just got the best thing ever. Oh, yeah. If you don't have one of these, you got to get them. I got them at work. I got a 5-pack for like $8. So I bought 2 of them. So I have 10. They're scattered everywhere. It's dry up here, especially at work. I'm up in the Arctic. It's really dry up there. So this is a necessity. If you go to the Arctic, make sure you have one of these. Just pulling it out makes me itchy. Memphis Hoops Summit. We had 5 guys on our list. First one didn't stand out. Second one was decent. Terrence Riley didn't stand out. Billy Mahorn, top 25. After being decent at Indy. That's good. And Ronald Braun didn't stand out. How come he's not? I must have just deleted him. Big Apple Showcase is next. Now let's look at the top 5 for Memphis. Kyle Rivers, he's 12th. David Shipp, 7th. Brennan Oakley, 30th. Aaron Reynolds. So there's no real diamonds in the rough here. These are all known guys. They're all made guys. Okay, now we can host and recruit. I want these 2 bottom guys. I want them in. And where are these guys here? Raymond Bruce and John Saraville. I'm going to host him, and I'm going to get Saraville on the next round, but I'm going to scout him live. Aaron Morris, I'll scout you live too. So from here down are guys that are going to be around for 4 years. some point in the recruiting process, my screen stopped recording. I must have run out of memory or something, but we're back anyway. It's August 14th. It just went 2 weeks ahead. I don't know what happened there, but I missed 2 weeks for some reason. I went from July 31st to August 14th. So we're going to have a lot of work to do here. We've missed out on some visits and whatnot. Again, I'm going to start from the bottom. Eric Gurley. Why are you on the list? Oh, yeah, you were top 5. Okay, Ed Holiday, you were top 25. So he's already been in. He's warm on us. He's got an offer from Akron. He was top 25 at Chicago. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go to that email. There were a bunch of guys in Chicago that were top 5 that were extremely low rated. Here we go. So Aaron Morris. This is a guy, he was top 5, but he's ranked 110th. He's a power forward. What are the positions? There's 3 power forwards and 2 small forwards. So I really got to make up my mind here. So Eric Gurley, Raymond Bruce. Let's look at their ratings. So Bruce is B- on the defense. Eric Gurley's a D. And Aaron Morris is a D. So I think I'm going to go with Raymond Bruce at power forward. Let's get some information from you. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be better than the guys above him. I'm going to isolate the power forwards here and just have a look. So Lou Booker, he didn't stand out in Indy. Where's he from? Illinois. So where was he at Chicago? He was top 25 at Chicago, whereas, where are you? Ed Holiday was top 25 at Chicago. Aaron Morris was top 5 at Chicago. Lawrence Blake is another guy. He was top 5 at Chicago. And I like his numbers. So I didn't even host him yet. Oh, we got a package coming. So Lawrence Blake was top 5 at Chicago. And we have Lou Booker here, who's only top 25. Who's Lawrence Blake looking at? He's looking at Notre Dame. I'm going to host him and see what that interest level is with him. So that's going to be my power forward choice. As far as my centers, here's a guy, Helge Ulgren. He's from Sweden. I need some more information on him. I have a lot of money. Oh, he declined the visit. Okay. Don't love that. He is from Sweden, though. Let's see what this guy's interest level is. I'm not on his list. What about Helga? Thinking about us. Okay. Santo Donadoni from Italy. No, your defense is too bad. So it's down to Johnny Lucas. He had an excellent camp visit. Why wasn't he in any of the camps, though? Supposedly he's rated 70th. Maybe he was, and I didn't have him originally on my list. So he's from North Carolina. So he would have been maybe at the Memphis camp. Let's have a look at the Memphis recap. Where do the North Carolina guys go? Big Apple? Yeah, okay. He was in the Big Apple. He was top 5. So I think he's going to be my center choice. He's got 2 offers already. So he's been to Michigan, but he's still cool on us. I don't know if I waste an offer on him. I don't think he's going to come. We might have to circle back to the center position. We've done power forward. Now we got small forward. So these guys on the bottom are the same thing. Nate Ireland, he's 401, but he was top 5 in Chicago. His defense isn't great. Michael Beck was also top 5 in Chicago. And oh no, he was decent in Chicago. Why is he on the list? I don't know why he's on the list, but John Saraville. Okay, this guy was top 5 at Chicago. He's got a lot of offers, though, from smaller schools. We'll host him, see if we can generate some interest. Javon Shipley. He's from Minnesota. His numbers look great. He's rated 60th. Which camp was he from? So if he's from Minnesota, he would have been at Chicago. John Shipley. We're looking at small forwards here. No. I'm going to go back to Indy. This is the best of the best here. Melvin Sykes from Pennsylvania. So if you're from Minnesota, would you go to Chicago? Would you go to the Big Apple? I just don't know why he's on my list there. Well, he's on the list because he's rated 60th overall, but why don't I have any camp data from him? It worries me that he wasn't at any camps. Aaron Williams. There's another guy from Minnesota. Let me go back to that email again. Sorry, I know I keep doing this, but I really got to have a notepad. So we're on small forwards here. Nate Ireland. He's good, but his defense wasn't great. And then John Saraville. Defense is better. And he was top 5 in Chicago. So I think, who else is on this list for small forward? Jim Faust. Yeah, he's got a lot of schools after him. He didn't stand out in Indy either. Brian Mack. Top 25 in the Big Apple. Didn't stand out at Indy. And he's got NC State after him. So then it's down to Javon Shipley, who doesn't have any offers. I like his numbers. I just don't have any camp data from him. Let's go ahead and offer him, just because of a lack of other options. I don't have any shooting guards. I shouldn't anyway, because I don't need one. And finally, point guard. Okay, I'm going to start at the bottom here. Decent at Chicago, decent at Chicago. Decent. Here was a top 10 player at Chicago, Brian Augustus. And he was ranked 181st overall. So I like him. Here's an international player. All I got from him is, he's going to come. He's going to visit us. All right. All I got from him is film data because there's no camp data for the international players. This guy was decent in Indy, top 25 at Memphis, Billy Mahorn. Top 25 at the Big Apple, Chris Poster. And so where was the other guy there? Brian Augustus. He was a top 10 player at Chicago, even though he's rated 181st. He's got an offer from Northwestern. I'm going to offer him as my point guard. So I've done 2 so far, right? I've done a small forward and a point guard. So I need a power forward and a center. So power forward, I think I'm leaning towards Lawrence Blake. He's scheduled for a visit. I just want to see what his interest level is. And center, I'm kind of stuck. It's looking like Johnny Lucas will be the guy. He's got 2 offers already, but he is... doesn't look like he is interested in us. He's looking to stay close to home in the Carolinas. Beyond that, here's Derek Taylor, but he's only 6'7". Anthony Pauling. Yeah, I took him off because of his poor defense. And then you're back to Johnny Lucas again. Kopetsky. Who's Kevin Williams? He didn't stand out at Las Vegas. Yeah, I might take a flyer on one of these Europeans. So I'll watch, just watch as much film as I can, I guess. And then power forward, Jason Harris. You're the second best in the country, and you don't have an offer. This is what I look for here. His top 10 player at Indy. He doesn't have an offer. He's only cool on us, but he's not hot on anyone. Okay, I'm just going to throw him an offer. He's a little small, 6'6", but... And then Lawrence Blake. Yeah, Notre Dame's hot on him, but they haven't offered him anything. So we got 1 scholarship left. That's for the center. I think I've offered... Yeah, so the last scholarship we have is for a center, and we're going to hold off on that. We're going to see how Kopetsky, the Russian, likes his visit. Michigan, Russia, kind of similar. He might feel right at home. All right, we're going to go position by position now. August 21st is the date. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Cicic had an amazing visit, and Saraville had an incredible visit. Lawrence Blake had an awesome time on his visit. 3 nice visits. Let's see what the level of interest is now. So, point guard, we had an offer on Brian Augustus. We're going to host him because we hadn't hosted him yet. He has an offer from Northwestern, but that's it. And I think, he is from Illinois, Concord, Illinois, which is closer to Northwestern, which is in Chicago area. But he hasn't visited us yet. So that might change his mind. And we brought Cicic in. He's now warm on us. The only thing with him is we don't have any camp data. So we just got to keep watching film and increasing our knowledge on him. Every time we watch film, these ratings become more accurate. They don't necessarily get better, but they don't. There's more. We know more. Now, Javon Shipley is now warm on us. We're going to get some information out of him. He might need a visit. Again, I don't know why everyone's answering all my questions, but I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, okay. Power forward, where was our guy? Jason Harris. So we hosted him. He's still just cool on us, but it looks like we're his only offer. And if it stays like that, then maybe he'll come around. Like, he's got all the big boys on his list, but they're not offering anything to him. Okay, and then we're going to go to the center position. Did he not? Okay, he's coming in now, Kopetsky. And we got the sweet. Maybe we can save some money, get these two guys on the same flight, because they're both coming in now. And we're going to watch film on both of them again, because that's all we can do with these guys. So all my hots and warms I want to watch as well, because if there's a chance I'm going to offer them, I want to know as much as I can about them. August 21st, we're going to the 28th. Does anything happen on the 28th? I think the updated top 10 lists for each player. Let's go position by position. First to the center. They're both warm on us now. Kopetsky, yeah, he's looking good. And then Wolverine also looking good. So do I go for the guy who Olgren's a little bit better of a passer, but his defense is a little worse? Kopetsky has a better handle, better rebounder. Let me compare the two here. So their overall rating is pretty similar. Kopetsky's a B. Olgren's a B-. Kopetsky's an easier name to say. Both scoring. So Olgren's passing is a little better. Kopetsky's got a better handle. They're both tremendous inside. Outside shot doesn't really matter. Free throw, they're both bad, but Olgren's better. Defense, Kopetsky is better, but Olgren's better at stealing the ball, better at blocking. Kopetsky's a better rebounder. I think overall I'm going to go with Kopetsky. So he's going to be my guy. And there isn't much competition for him, so I'm feeling good about that. Jason Harris. Okay, good. He still doesn't have any offers. We're just going to keep chatting him up. We're not on this list, but hey, nobody is coming for you. So please just consider us. We're going to go to small forward, where we have Javon Shipley as our guy. Again, here's a guy that doesn't have any offers. Let's talk to him. Hey, what about your parents there? What do you say? Okay. And point guard. Our guy here is Brian Augustus. We're battling Northwestern for him. He's got Northwestern a little higher than us, but we haven't visited yet. All right, is there anybody that needs to be hosted? We have $19,000 left, so we can just run this. I like to get rid of all this money. That way I have a better chance of getting my budget increase approved. And the reason I want the budget increased is for coaches, not necessarily for recruiting. I have enough money for recruiting. Olgren, his visit was amazing. And Kopetsky said, quick note, visit was very cool. I can imagine being part of that campus. That was more Indian, I guess. But Brian Augustus, his visit was unreal. Unreal. It's good to hear. You always like hearing that. So yeah, he's the 181st ranked recruit. But we're excited about him. Top 10 player at Chicago. We're going to try out this new theory of finding diamonds in the rough. I want them to stay the full 4 years. I want them to learn the system. I'm going to focus more on the team aspect and learning the system and seeing if that's successful. Because I was changing the system a lot with the old save, and the players were having to relearn new systems. And if they had low basketball IQ, it took them longer. So that was a big part of my struggles there. So these guys all had good visits. So we're at September 4th now. We have 1 week until the visit. So I just want to clear up. I'm going to go to the guys I've offered. I want to make sure I have all the information I need. Oh, Kopetsky, we don't have a lot on you, do we? And I'm going to go all the way to Russia, so I need to know what I'm going to be asking you. What about your family? Neither of your parents attend my school, huh? Interesting. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to watch film on all 4 of these guys. And then I'm going to go back to the watch list. I have $15,000, so I'm going to host just anybody that I can. Even this English guy, that's going to cost $2,000. That's going to get rid of a lot. Right now, I'm in the mode of getting rid of this cash. Now I got to watch some film. Where are my international guys? I got to watch those guys more than anything because I don't have any. Scouting them live is very expensive and they didn't attend any camps. So I want to make sure I watch them every week because that's my only source of information from these guys. So now we're going to September 11th. There could be some early decisions made, but overall, I think it's just getting ready for the visits. First thing I want to do is check my email. No decisions were made. So we're going to visit our guys. We have 4 visits and we've offered 4. So guess who we're going to visit? That's right. Jason Harris likes school prestige. So there you go. What do you like, Javon Shipley? He's from Minnesota, so I'm not going to pitch location. I would, but it's hand in hand with playing time, so I might as well pitch him playing time. He will get that. Here's a guy from Illinois. I will pitch location because it's his most important want. And then Kopetsky, conference prestige. All right. That's my 4 visits. Oh, we have Scott Dement went to Cincinnati. So we can take him off our list. He's the only player off our list that went anywhere. So I'm going to watch my internationals. I can see right now that I'm down to $7,000. So yeah, these international visits really added up. So I'm going to ease back on that. And I'm not going to host any more players. The hosting is done. Save that $7,000 for if I have to go back to Russia to get Kopetsky, then I want to have, that's going to cost me $2,000. Oh, we have 4 decisions. Here's a new feature of the game, the press conference. We're going to watch Kopetsky's decision. You know I got him if he decided already. Nobody else offered him, but we're going to watch anyway. So there's 5 choices there. I guess those are his 5 top choices. And then they're going to disappear one at a time, and Michigan will be left. Cal, Boston College, Illinois. So he's going to the Big Ten. He's going to Michigan. So we have our center. Not the center I wanted. I wanted a passing center. But we got to take what we can. So let's just have another quick look at Kopetsky. Actually, no. I don't want to spoil the other decisions. So here's Jovan Shipley. I think we were the only ones in the running for him as well. And I'm just thinking if Jason Day, was it, the number 2 player in the country? If he's made his decision already, he didn't have any other offers. So we might have snagged him. He's going to be a one and done for sure. There's another guy going to the Big Ten, Indiana or Michigan. We got him too. I've actually never watched one of these press conferences where I didn't get the player, because normally I'm very careful who I offer to. Jason Harris, here's the guy that this is the biggest question mark for me that I've had in the 24 game, because he didn't have any interest in us, but he has made an early decision and we were his only offer. So for me, that gives me hope. He's made the decision to attend. It's either Maryland, Duke, or Michigan. It's us or Duke. Oh, we got him! Number 2 recruit in the country, and we snagged him. See, that's just from looking and seeing who's not being recruited. You can somehow sneak in sometimes and grab these guys. Here's Brian Augustus. We go from the number 2 recruit to the number 181, but he impressed us in camp, so we're giving him a shot. He did have Northwestern ahead of us, so this is going to be, it's iffy. It's iffy. I don't know who that B is, but they're gone anyway. So it's Dayton. They'll be, Northwestern's out. We got all 4. 4 for 4 on the 18th of September. Nice and early. Nice and early. So we still have $7,000 left. Now I'm going to waste all that cash. Where are my international guys now? Hey, do you want to come? I'm going to go visit you in wherever you are. No pitch. Just going to visit. Select the... I didn't think you could do that. I mean, I thought you could do that. We're going to go to Croatia. And what's farther away? We're going to go just visit Kopetsky and just say, hey, thanks for choosing us. Down to $500 left. Let's host some guys. I'm just getting rid of the money so I don't have it. Oh, I can't even host anybody who's not in Michigan. So let's just go to the interested recruits. I'm happy with this class. Very happy. And I'll be interested to see when they show up what their actual attributes are. We're going to go Midwest. I'm just going to look for some random Michigan guys and host them. Cost me $125 to host a Michigan player. Look, I'm hosting a guy who's already committed to Central Michigan. How much does it cost to host a guy from... That's weird. To host a guy from Indiana who's like an hour away, it's $500. Here we go. So we're down to $140. I'll just watch a bunch of film. And my last $10. Oh, I wasted it all. So hopefully we'll have a better chance of getting our budget approved for next season. So this concludes the recruiting for college basketball 2024. That's how I do it. I'm sure there's different ways of doing it, better ways, worse ways, but that's how I do it. I like to, that's how I do it. I'm not going to get all into I don't really have a system, but I think I was pretty successful on that one. Anyway, that's it for the recruiting, I guess not a tutorial, but a walkthrough. It's also episode 1 of my new series. I'm going to continue this save just like I did for college basketball 2023 last month. And we're going to go, this one I'm going to continue because I started that last save on the old version of the game just as the new version was coming out. So it was kind of not the best time to start it, but I just couldn't wait for this one to come out. So this one will go for a while. And it's going to be a lot more successful for sure. Before I go, I'm going to show you the rank. How did we do as far as the rest of the Big Ten? Number 1. There was only 4 5-star recruits so far that have gone to the Big Ten. We got one of them, and we got one of the 5 4-stars. So we've got a 5, a 4, and 2 3s. Now, nationally, 56.1. That's not super high, but right now it puts us 4th in the country, the 4th best recruiting class. Now, that's going to change as more people commit, but let's have a look at the full list of recruiting and see who's still out there. Excuse me. Sorry. Full list. I'm going to go all regions. So the number 1 player in the country, Melvin Sykes, is still out there, and he doesn't have any offers. Oh, what? What? Oh, I almost want to revoke a scholarship. I didn't know I had a chance with this guy. I got the number 2 player. I would have had the number 1 player too. He's got no interest, but he's got no offers. So number 1, number 10, 11, 13, all available. You got 19 through 22. So that list is going to change as these guys commit. But man, that is disappointing to know that the top recruit in the country has no offers midway through September. He didn't have any interest, so I didn't bother. Plus, he's a one and done guy. I don't want 2 of them. Yeah, I do actually. I really do. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Hope you continue if you want. If not, doesn't matter. I don't really. I mean, I'm just doing this for fun. But I would love it if you guys continue on. Thanks. We'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye.